What is up, guys? Zach Ginn here.
Rick Ginn here.
And in today's video, we're going to show you exactly how to get your first wholesaling deal in under 2 weeks. Now, this is probably the most commonly asked question because we have a lot of people that start out in this business or they're ready to revamp it and they're ready to finally make a change, clean slate, get their first deal. What we're going to do is share with you exactly how to get your first deal right now, step by step. Now, I have to ask you guys a question here. And this is a question that I'm not joking. I'm not fishing for something. I legit want to ask. What is the percent chance of everybody in here? What is the percent chance that you believe you will get your first deal? You will find your first deal in the next 2 weeks. Is it 5%, 10%, 20, 100? What is it? Guys, I want to hear it. And I legit want to hear what you guys, your percent chance you legitimately believe in your heart that you can and will get your first wholesaling deal. 50%, 40%. I need to know. I'm curious. So we got some people in here. Let's kind of see what these comments are saying here. So we got John saying 5%. Okay, interesting. We got Isabel 100. So she already got her first deal. So shout out to Isabel, right? We were getting some right. We got 100%. We got 75%. So we got some people like, hey, 75% chance, 30%. Like, you have all these different percent chances, right, of people believing that they can get their first deal, right? Now, I don't think everyone completely says, Remy's being honest, he thinks about 30% chance, right, if he does with it, you know? Okay, so we're getting some percent chances, right? Like, what do you think, you know, the chance of you getting a wholesaling real estate deal will be in the next 2 weeks? Now, can I tell everyone that they have a 100% chance? No. I think we can increase the odds to 90%, 95%. And obviously, the more you work, the better it is, right?
Absolutely.
But there are certain things that kind of will skew this in your favor, right? So let's get some more percent chances in here because the more percent chance I see from people, the better we get. So we're getting some interesting ones. Okay. Interesting. We got, what, 60%, 50% right. Someone saying 100, right? And I'm not saying you're a loser if you think it's 50%. It's what you think in the next 2 weeks. So that's great. Now, let me ask you this question, okay? So Jelson's at 10%. We have Urbanite at 60 and K at 50, okay? So I'm going to ask these people that did not say 100%. I have a follow-up question. I'm not trying to be morbid, not trying to be bad. But what if all of your loved ones died in 2 weeks if you did not find a seller who wants to sell their house and write a contract? What would the percent chance be of you finding that person? Would that 60% change? Would that 5% change? Would that 30% change? What's the percent chance that you have to protect your son, daughter, dog, whatever it is, your loved ones, to go find a deal, right? You'll find everyone will say 100% chance. I would never, ever, ever let that be. I would never let 5% be the thing, right? So, you know, Jelson goes from 10% all the way up to 100%, right? Because it's a different standard at that point, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's, I want to get a deal to, I need to get a deal, right? And I think everyone in here loves their family enough, right? Where they're not going to be like, oh, 5%, right? It jacks up exponentially, right? And the interesting part about this is what changed? What changed from your 10% to 100%? You're the same time frame. You're getting the same goal. What's different? You go from, hey, I want to get a deal to, oh, it's not even a question if I'm getting the deal. Like there's not even a question in my mind of me not getting a wholesaling deal in the next 2 weeks. It will happen. I will not let this happen. And the part about it is just your why. Like your actual motivation and reason. And it's weird because I have all these newbies getting into wholesaling, right? They have kids, right? They have sons and daughters that they want to provide a better life for.
Mm-hmm.
But in the back of their mind, there's this little voice in their mind tells them, hey, just in case you don't get the deal, it's okay. You could still work as a sanitation worker. You still be a garbage man, right? Like you could still do that. So like you don't really have to go too crazy. Just, you know, just try it. But like you don't have to get a deal, right? First person says, I have to get a deal. I will not let my son or daughter live like this where I'm at, right? This is never going to happen for them ever again. Isn't that interesting, right?
Yeah, it's
Isn't that weird? So I know we're kind of hitting you in the face today, starting out, but before we start talking about getting your first wholesaling deal, we have to ask ourselves that percent question. Because I think I just jacked everyone up from 5 to 90, 100%, right?
Yeah, I mean, think about this, guys. What's the most common saying we hear in life? Like, especially those of you who have kids. Trust me, I know. You always say, listen, I would die for my children. We all say that, right? But the thing is, that's maternally wired in you for most normal people. Okay. If you ever think like that, why don't you like turn it around and go, why don't you live for your kids? Like, why don't you set the example? And anybody can make a brave decision if it's life or death to sacrifice for a child. To me, that's what we do. We're wired for. Animals are wired for it. Your dogs, cats, everyone. So like that's a given. So instead of why don't you live for your kids, like lead them the way, guys? The only thing that changed in what Zach's statement was it just comes to priorities. This is your number one problem in wholesaling. It's not what list you're pulling, not what software you're using, not what market you're in or the saturation level. It is what is your priority? When I hear people, I try, I'm thinking about, so-and-so said, here's the only difference. If you change your things that you want to try and do, and if you make it a must, it's done. So he just gave an example of a must. It's non-negotiable. I have to do it no matter what, or there's a price to pay. And if you're willing to go in with that thought mentality, like nothing scares me, I'm going to do it, make it a must. Guys, think about if you want to learn how to do it, write down your musts in life. Almost every one of you, at least the adult part, you brush your teeth before you go to bed. You don't even think about it. You just do it. You don't have to do it. Why? Because it's your absolute must. And if you start thinking about like, what is your absolute must and you prioritize things in your life, you're going to be in shock. If you truly want to be successful at wholesaling, if you will just make that pivotal decision and go, it's a must, it's not optional, your entire work ethic, your entire drive and everything you do. We always talk about your why. I always told you my why when I started back in 2003 when I did this. I wanted freedom of my time and I wanted to become financially free. And that's why I got in the wholesaling. I never said I wanted to become super rich. That just came along with it, but it was a must. I was never going to negotiate, let my family go back to my irresponsible spending, my being governed by a corporate employer. And I made it a must. I had no idea how I was going to do it. I'm going to be honest with you, but I never negotiated in my mind. I went through some painful stuff in the first 2 years. Just shift your try to a must. Try this. Brushing your teeth. Is it a must? Yeah, so put down everything in your life that's a must. It's not going to be as long as a list as you think it is. It's usually going to have your kids and some of your hygiene put in there. But when you have must, these are things that are non-negotiable. If you don't do it, very bad things are going to happen. And if you guys would look at wholesaling like that and just change your shift, because the minute some of you guys hit turbulent waters, like, I ain't doing that, man. That's nuts, Zach. I call how many people? I'm not going to do that. I go, wait a minute. I thought you wanted to be financially free. I thought you want to control your schedule. I thought you want to have a mind of abundance, but you can do the save play. You've already tried that. You know where that's going to get you. Guys, must. That's the only thing we have pivoted when talking about this. And write down your must and decide if you want to put wholesaling on there, and you will decide if you're going to make it as a wholesaler.
I get that all the time. I get people out here crying about this, about how, I wish I could make it a must, right? And so your why is going to be the most important driver to your success here. And again, your why is also going to be your biggest obstacle. A lot of people have this thing in their mind of like when they're trying to become a success in wholesaling, like self-sabotage, or they just stop consistently doing the work. And your biggest obstacle is always going to be yourself. And if you can learn how to conquer the mind, you'll start conquering your journey. So here's the question. Where do you go find your first wholesaling deal, right? How do we do this? Where do we find the deal? What's the step-by-step play? Zach, tell me, right? And I give people action plans. I tell people what to do. And coming back to the biggest obstacle, the reason why we're kind of setting this up the way we're doing it is when I tell you what you should be doing, you guys give me usually one answer. Wait, that's it? What? Huh? It's kind of funny, but that's all you need. And so when I tell you guys to call 1,000 sellers, like, but like, what else should I do? Like, what should I really do?
What's the secret, Zach?
Like, what's the real secret? It's just funny to me. But like, we're not talking about make $1 million in a year. We're not talking about make 100K in the next month. We're just talking about your first deal, like just a quick 40 grand, like this, right? I'm not saying that's a small task, but I'm just saying like, we're just getting one deal, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50. Like I've done over 2,500 of these. Like, kind of simple, right? And it comes down to just doing the work and getting it done. And so I heard a great quote. I don't know who said it. It was someone said on the live stream on Sunday, I believe, or Tuesday. They said the goal that you were looking for lies in the work you're not doing. And more specifically, like you're procrastinating is the thing killing you. And what you're waiting for, that first deal, it lies in the work that you're avoiding to do. And it can never be that's the most true statement I can hear about this business, because you just procrastinating and knowing what you have to do but not doing it is the challenge of human beings since the dawn of time, right? How do you get jacked? Just start working out and eating healthy. Like it's easy to say to eat healthy, but still to this day, it's like, what's the secret, right? What's the secret? What's the secret? What's the secret, right? Just work, right? But more specifically, if you want an action plan, just don't get upset at me when I give you a simple plan that has made people millions and millions and millions of, like on Tuesday, you weren't on there, but like I had like 3 people make 25 grand the first month.
Yep.
And you know what they did? They worked. Shocker, right? With this lady in Kentucky, like she's doing a deal a month, just doing the government lists and calling them.
Guys, one of the secrets here is if you want me to dictate your future success in wholesaling, I'm not throwing this out there, but all I have to do is find out what your daily habits are. That's it. Your daily habits are a culmination of what's going on in your life. End of story. The crazy thing in wholesaling is everybody wants like this super sexy, like it's boring as hell. It's monotonous. And it requires discipline and consistency. There's no other way. I've been doing this 21 years. Like, you guys think it's so glamorous. It's not overly glamorous being a wholesaler. You have to do the work every day. Listen, if you want to be fit and have muscles, you're going to have to work out and you're going to have to monitor what you eat. And you're going to have to do it so boring. Most people that like eat like this, it's extremely boring what you eat. It's so boring, right? It's like, it's just, it's monotonous. If it's monotonous, it's going to make you a ton of money. It's when you randomly do things based on how you feel, you're going to get killed in wholesaling. I'll even throw it out. I'll give you a Rick Ginn line here. You've got to get rid of your feelings in wholesaling. I'm sorry. You cannot run this business you can't run any business based on feelings. Your feelings are going to misguide you. They are based on false pretenses that have been built up your entire life. So if you want to make that shift, get down to business, get your must like we're talking about, and get into a daily routine. I'm talking about wholesaling and your personal life, and get super monotonous and boring. Monotonous means you do the same thing no matter what happens. And that's what's required of you to go out. If you want to get your first deal in the first 2 weeks, you've got to be ridiculously disciplined, consistent, which is going to be, it's like monotonous. Like it's boring when it's monotonous. Dude, I don't know, mix it up what time you wake up in the morning if you want it random, but you have to be extremely consistent. Any phase in life, find out anyone who's climbing the ladder and they have the same habits every day. And here's the crazy part. The really disciplined ones don't even change it over the weekend. Here's a hint. If your life drastically changes from the weekdays to the weekends, you're doing it all wrong. You should not live for your weekends. You should not live for your vacation. Set the daily habits now and the actions, and it will lead you to basically living like every day's a weekend. It is completely up to you, guys. But I'm telling you, if you popped in me and Zach's office to that, you would be bored out of your mind. It's the same monotonous thing we do over and over. Why? Because we know it works and it pays us well and we actually enjoy what we're doing. And so we just want you to duplicate. So look at your habits. Your habits are all over the board and you just admit it to yourself. Remember, I told you, if you can recognize the problem, you can fix it. If you can't, nobody can fix it. Yeah. If you live like a rock star on the weekend, you eat whatever you want, you party, like you don't touch wholesaling, and then you're frustrated Monday through Friday, fix it. You can't keep this pace and expect to get results. So dig in now and do it. I've always told you, if you will give 24 months of your life, I know that seems like forever to a lot of you, you can change the entire projection of the rest of your family. Are you willing to make the sacrifice? Are you going to be like everyone else who just wants instant gratification today? Me and Zach don't serve it. I'm going to serve you a steady scoop of boring, monotonous discipline and consistency, which will lead you to financial freedom, which will give you freedom of your time.
The sexy part's just making that 20, 30, 40, $50,000 check.
That's right? The sexy part, but it's just a highlight of it. It's a result. What we need to have you guys do is take the action. So many of you want the result. Rick, I want a $50,000 check. Great. What actions did you take there to get today? So many of you are hung on like your final action. The result, you skip the action. The action in a repetitive motion done consistently in a high volume will automatically give you the result you want. But there's so many people want to just, let me give me the result. I don't want to do the action. I go, that's the problem with life. I don't have a solution for that. You're going to have to win the Powerball or something crazy. You're even going to go more broke on that.
I'm telling you. So where to find your first, you find your first deal from the simple things. If you're starting out with no money, guess what? Wholesaling is actually easier when you're broke because you don't have any other stinking option.
And honestly, I've taught more people to be successful wholesaling broke than if they had a ton of money. You know why? Broke people, sometimes you guys hit your final wall. They call it your bottom. I know I did. Dude, there's only one way to get out of that hole. The problem is if you're in the middle of the hole, a lot of times you'll sink backwards to the point, then you run out of whatever money you have left and you go, hey, Zach, Rick, tell me how this really works. I just spent $100,000. Wholesaling doesn't care about your background, your financial background. It cares who is going to put in the work. And guess what? If you're not going to put in the daily action and the consistent plan, it's going to eat you alive. It's going to go, it's like money. It's going to reward the people that take care of it. You give it attention, you foster it and grow it. It's phenomenal. You have to make an investment in it. That is your decision to make.
But like we have no money, there's nowhere else to go. And there's nothing else to do except for the list that costs no money, right? You get all these wholesaling gurus telling you, give me $5,000, give me $7,000. A lot of people are like, why do you make fun of these gurus all the time? Because they make it seem like you have to pay $5,000 to become a success. And I'm not exaggerating. If you're not part of my community, you'll never become successful. That's what's stopping you.
It's ridiculous.
And I tell everyone, I've always told them, there's nothing stopping you. There's no piece of information. There's no person that's stopping you from becoming successful, including me. I'm not going to be the reason you're going to become successful. You are going to be the reason you're going to become successful, not me. I get people say, Zach, oh my gosh, you saved my life. It's all thanks to you. And it's never all that. It's all thanks to you, right? You know, like Phil Jackson coached Kobe, right? Like, did he make Kobe? No, it's Kobe gets the credit, right? Yeah, he gets some, the coach kind of helped a little, but not everything. So where do you find your first deal? Looking at your budget, right? Most people have no money. So you go up the list that costs no money. Code violations, probates, fire damage properties, right? Just the list that costs nothing. You might be like, well, how do I find this? Guess what? On YouTube, because love YouTube to death. They don't let me share with you exactly how to get this information due to their privacy policies. So I have a private server. It's called freewholesaling.com. It's where I share how to wholesale real estate absolutely for free. It's just my free education website. You go to freewholesaling.com. You learn wholesaling for free. Start wholesaling, free before it, free wholesaling. Boom. You learn how to wholesale real estate for free. That is exactly where to find your first wholesaling deal. Everything you need to know is in that course. It's $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 course I give for free because that is the way that I give back to the community. But where do you find it? You find the deal in the ways that you find them for free. So for example, there is a list from the government of properties that just went on fire. And there's a lot of rich landlord house flippers that want to buy them. Go to the fire department, get a list of all the houses that went on fire for the past 30 days. Go to truepeoplesearch.com. Go to cyberbackgroundchecks.com. And it's insane, but you can get anyone's phone number based on an address for free.
It's crazy.
It's crazy to me, right? And you can go there and guess what? You get their phone number, call them up, see if they want to sell the house. For Wholesale.com, you already have a piece of paper, the contract. Write the contract, find a buyer, sell it to them, make 20 grand.
Yeah. So guys, think about what Zach said earlier. He talked about Kobe. Like if you ever studied him, his work ethic is just insanity. Like, but if you take someone like Kobe or like a wholesaler that has the right attitude, like I'm 100% going to do it. I will walk through any wall. I'll call 10,000 sellers and they will actually take the steps that the coach tells them. It doesn't matter who's coaching you at that point. If you match the right game plan with the right attitude and the work ethic, it's like a perfect symphony. But the problem is you can have the greatest coach in the world. If the player has a terrible attitude, like coach, you didn't put me in, I didn't take the championship shot. It's not like that. And you've got to understand, like if you could do the Kobe Bryant work, like effort that he did, if you ever study it, it's truly inspiring. Like Michael Jordan, the same thing. It's just, so be the Michael Jordan, the Kobe of wholesaling, and you can rise above everybody. Dude, God already put it into you. Do some of us need direction? Yes. Some of us have flawed paths. We've all been. I didn't wake up till I was 33, guys. Some of you have got training a lot earlier. So like, if you feel like you're behind at you're 18, 19, you should be like super excited because it's like, go crap. I got a 12-year head start on Rick. That's it. Look at it as a head start. So if you're broke right now and you're 25, you're like, I've got an 8-year head start on Rick. I'm going to kick his butt. And that's how you need to look at it. If you'll bring that attitude, like we give you the instruction, you follow it, you're going to be shocked at how successful you'll be. But if you're going to fight me and Zach on what we tell you, there's nothing I can say to you, help you. And if you pay someone or not, my favorite line is like, you know, the biggest hook they always said to me on the other guy, Rick, you got to invest in yourself. Translation, you need to invest in me because I'm the only way to get it done. Now, I'm not opposed to getting help where it's guided, but when you start out in basic wholesaling, you have to fix your mindset. You've got to make it a must. Make it a must, and then find someone with the basic plan to get you going that tells you the truth. And we'll have hard conversation with that. There's no stopping you. The problem is most paid plans, you got to get past a 30 or a 90-day credit card type of deal. And you ever have someone pay you but you weren't crazy about them? You're like, you can do it. Come on. And it's fluff, fluff, fluff. And then once that expiration period, either you get ignored or they go, you're actually going to have to do some work here. A lot of you think when you pay, the problem of the guru is a lot of you guys think if you pay 5 or 10 grand, I saw someone say, it goes, the higher the guru price, the better they have to be. I'm like, that's a terrible analogy. Money's just money. It's just something we've made up as humans. It has no bearing. And the problem is why you have such a high failure rate, because you guys feel like the guru is going to do the work for you. It's not. We're going to tell you up front, you are going to do the work. We're just going to point the needle in the right direction, bring the right attitude. You can do anything what you want in wholesaling, make it a must.
Telling you, it's what it takes here. And so where to find the deals? The deals are in the work you're not looking to do. And so specifically, let's get some action value. Now, how do you find the wholesaling deal? Right? How do you do this? This is simple. Flip the switch. So this is my goal for everyone watching this. Flip the switch. So you guys have this weird thing in your mind of how all you want is the goals, right? It's all like what. So I mean, that's why you click this video. I'm not like, I know how it works. I'm not saying this to like be weird. I'm not saying this to be mean, but like you guys are so focused on the goal. That's all you guys see. And sometimes you guys run so straight to that goal, you don't look at anything around you. And the funny part is everyone wants to focus on the first deal, but no one wants to care about how to get to that first deal, right?
Yep.
And it's always that shiny thing. And so the one thing I'll tell you is your goals are poop. Only your habits matter. And what I mean by this is your goals mean nothing without the work. Your goals mean nothing without doing the work. Your habits are the things that are going to get you. And what I mean by this is, yeah, you can focus on being an NBA champion, but just trying to be an NBA champion is not going to get you anywhere. the habit of practicing every day, training hard, and just only focusing on the habits instead, when you do that, the championship follows. When you just focus on being consistent, having a habit of income producing activities, of calling, texting every single day, the deal it just comes to you, right? Like it magically just finds your way to yourself. And so I think we have to just cut off getting these deals and like focus on the habit. And the habit is going to be the thing that is going to increase our success and really cause us to make a ton of money. And so if I can get anybody on a simple 2-week game plan to find a motivated seller, so you can go out here and get a deal, and become successful, right? I will tell you, focus on the rule of 3. That is it. They say the best things in life comes in 3s.
Mm-hmm.
Most big things are in 3s, right? And so like even religion, right? They got the Holy Trinity, right? So that's 3s. 3s are a very magic number. It's a very weird thing, right? And they say most people can only focus on 3 things. If you look at Dwayne Wade, he's obsessed with the number 3, right? And there's a lot of like really smart people obsessed with the number 3. And there's called the laws of 3s, the rule of 3, right? And it's very, very interesting the way that word, but it says the groups of 3 people or 3 people, 3 or more memorable effects of satisfying other numbers, which is basically just showing how historical the rule of 3 has, right? If you look at the history of the United States, what are we founded on? Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, right? 3 little pigs, right? How many acts are in a play? 3.
Hat trick,
3, right? Photography, there's a rule of thirds, right? They always focus on 3 key things. When you talk to your loved ones, what do you tell them? I love you. The rule of 3 comes in a lot of things, and it's a writing rule. It's a rule of a lot. It's a very, very interesting pattern. But if you look at life, a lot of things are going to be in 3s. Okay. And so just really start looking at it, right? It's also called the golden rule. And you just have to understand this is how the rule of 3s work. And if you start looking at it like that, you start changing things and you start understanding that if I just focus on 3s, that's all I need. Rock, paper, scissors. It's funny. He said the universe revolves on the number 3, 6, and 9, which all goes back to 3. So the rule of 3s, right? And so that's all you have to know. Okay. Like the top religions in the world operate under 3s, right? And so just understanding that is going to be the thing that is going to have us to get you to go out here and become successful. And so start focusing on 3 things. 3 things to get your first deal. All right. And there's only 3 ways you should find a deal: government lists, paid lists, or earned lists. That is it.
Yeah, hands down.
That's it. So getting a list from the government, which costs no money at all, that is the first one, right? The next one is a paid list, a list you have to pay for, X leads, and an earned list, a list that you can't get from the government, you can't get from X leads. Driving for dollars, JV deals, right? That is it.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
it's guys, it's. I do love the fishing analogy on there. So we're all about the grand slams of 3s, but it is funny how like 3 things work together, and understanding that it's that like everything seems to come in 3s. So I don't know if it's like numerology. I don't really study it. I'm not overly familiar with it. Anybody can put any more insight on it. I think it's really cool, but I have ADHD. I only do like one good thing at a time. So I stay away from the 3s, but having things set up behind it makes perfect sense in life, and especially in wholesaling.
That's the problem I get. People have I have an automated system. And it's got this, and this, and it tells me this, and the tasks, and then this, and this, and it tells me 14 and 19. And it's just so much, right? And so really think of those 3 things I told you. Did government list, paid list, earned list, okay? Those are the only 3 ways you should be getting a wholesaling deal. Is PPL in that? No. Is PPC in there? No. Is doing on-market real estate on this list? No. Like, guys, like all this other riffraff, guru schmooguru stuff, right?
Yeah.
Is it any of these 3?
No,
guys,
it's definitely, that's a much, much more advanced strategy. And guys, you
Even the
don't,
advanced people ain't doing that.
because it's a huge commitment, and there's so many variables outside of your control. One bad month in PPC, and you can be in big trouble. And there's a reason for it. It's just
SEO's not on there,
yeah.
Like guys, just focus on these 3 things. And I'm telling you, you stop focusing on that other stupid stuff. You'll start getting deals and start closing. That is it. That is how this business works.
So guys,
3
it's
simple
all
things.
And it always comes down to fundamentals. Think about like this. If you start off in like Pee Wee football, are we doing like the wing tee? Are we doing the these crazy formations? You can't. You just got to teach these kids how to run, block, tackle, and catch the ball. So why are we trying advanced formations when you got to, like, there's no, give me a sport, give me a business where someone doesn't learn the fundamentals before, like, you keep moving on. Fundamentals will get you to your first deal, especially in 2 weeks. All that shiny objects here and there, it just kind of makes you feel good. It gives you the instant gratification, but it's not going to get you anywhere. And that's the problem. Start with the fundamentals and build. And then when things attract you to you, if you want to gravitate towards you after you have a large bank account, then go for it. I promise you, you will run through a distraction period. You're going to go, crap. I was doing 3 or 4 deals a month just doing those basic strategies, and I left them, and now I'm not making any money. Maybe I should go back there. I've been through that cycle 2 or 3 times before I go, I'm just sticking in the fundamentals, and I'll do tests in a little bit of other areas. But guys, imagine a Pee Wee football team and go, guys, okay, we're going to do the wishbone offense, a wing tee, and that's it. We're gonna sling it out there. Those kids are going to get killed, and we have to save you from yourselves. Learn the fundamentals of wholesaling. How? Go to freewholesaling.com. If we learn the fundamentals, guys, I've been doing this 21 years. All I talk about is the fundamentals. There's a reason for it, because it's what gets deals.
3 things. So think about this too. And tell me if I'm crazy.
You're crazy.
Okay. Name the top 5 greatest athletes of all time. Okay, United States sports. So talk about sports people, okay?
That's debatable.
All right, let's debatable. Let's just explain this, right? Number 1, Michael Jordan. Everyone say that, right?
Hands down.
Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Okay, Tom Brady.
There's 3.
Patrick Mahomes, probably in the future, right? Number 4, right?
I do not want to accept that fact.
Right.
I do not want to accept it.
So just think of the top 4 athletes, right? We can add another one in there, right?
Wayne Gretzky in hockey.
Yeah, I guess so. Wayne Gretzky.
Can we throw in Dan Marino?
No. Okay, so let's think about American sports, okay? All right.
Tyreek Hill.
So really start thinking about this. Every single athlete that you can think that is successful, okay, outside of Messi and Ronaldo, we're not going to talk about that. All played with a jersey number that was divisible by 3. Michael Jordan, he wore 45 actually, technically, so you can cause that. Outside of soccer, which doesn't matter, in the United States, baby, they're all divisible by 3.
You know what's sad is all those NBA players that just destroyed every record. They're not even recognized anymore.
I know, but think about this. They're all divisible by 3. Isn't that crazy to think about?
Yeah.
Okay. We could add, we're not going to add Dan Marino.
That's what I said. I think Fabian's on there or something.
No, but just think about that for a second. All divisible by 3. 24, 3. 99, Gretzky, 3. Right? It's crazy. It's insane. LeBron, 6, 3. Like, every American athlete that is the best in what they do has all been divisible by 3. Isn't that funny? It's interesting, right?
I need some people to switch the jersey number then.
No, it's true, right? And so you're going out here trying to do 15,000 things at a time. Focus on just 3 things. That's all I'm telling you to do. 3 tasks, right? That's all you got to do. 3 lists, 3 channels. Stop trying to go out here and do all. That is my I'm begging people to do this. Just your first deal, simple. Make it easy. That's all you need to do. Simple as that.
Somebody threw Mayweather up there.
He doesn't have a number.
Then he cherry pick a lot of his fights.
We're not going to talk about that. But it's simple.
He's good though.
And again, your buyers. Who? Ready for this? Your buyers are going to be found pretty much on 3 main categories, right? You're going to find them, number 1, primarily through networking,
Mm-hmm.
outreach, which is going to be cash sales, or like going to X leads and going through the flippers tab, which is basically the X buyers list.
Mm-hmm.
And then 3 is, you can basically call it on market. You can call it like just looking at realtor buyers, but like
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Networking, realtors, or an outreach to a buyer via X leads or a list like that, right? So buyers are easy. Wholesalers really make it hard. Like really think about a cash buyer. You're only going to find them through there. And so I teach you guys how to post on Facebook groups to find these buyers, how you can go to X leads and actually just click a button and have all the buyers pop up based on houses they flipped. Simple. And then you can just go to X leads, go to the MLS sold properties for cash, and just call the buyer's agents up because we get MLS access. Like if you have no money, do the Facebook route, or you can just do the 4 rent by owners. So basically, the listings for rentals, and you can find buyers all day. It's just interesting that us wholesalers really try to go out here and complicate finding buyers too. So we complicate finding the deal, which I think I squashed, and we just complicate how to find buyers, which I think I just squashed, right? And so at the end of the day, wholesaling is simple to find the deal, it's simple to sell the deal. We just don't have the habits as us wholesalers to go and do it. So create a habit. And what I'll tell you is the 3-1-1 approach is going to be the best approach for anyone going out here. And so we want to give you the schedule of how should you structure your day. We tell every wholesaler, for every 5 hours of work you do, spend 3 hours marketing, 1 hour in acquisitions, 1 hour in dispositions.
Simple. Yeah.
I don't know what else I could do. So spend 3 hours on marketing. I already showed you where to market. Spend 1 hour on your acquisitions, freelsing.com, dispo, freelsing.com for the other hour.
Yeah.
Go out here and find the deal. This is how you get your first deal and change your life right now by wholesaling real estate, step by step, right?
Yep. It's not rocket science. Some of you guys are working on like 9 different strategies. Yeah, like start by cutting it down to 3 and then decide what your musts are in wholesaling. Simplify it. Like you guys, like some of you, I'm like, wow, you're doing so many different things. Like here's a really cool thing about wholesaling. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Like that's the one thing you don't. You do have to learn to be resourceful, which can be learned, but you need to be willing to go outside your comfort zone. Yeah. So I find a lot of people come in the wholesaling like, oh, I normally don't do that. I go, yeah, okay. What you normally did it get you what you want? No. Okay. So if you're not breaking the law and you're not breaking any of your own ethics, your own character, your values, then why not do it? I don't understand. Yeah. Like, well, I'm not used to doing that. That makes me uncomfortable. I go, well, dude, get uncomfortable because you got so comfortable. Here's the reality of life. If you get too comfortable, you're going to get wildly uncomfortable. Choose your heart. Choose it. It's coming. Either you're going to plan it, do the pain for it and get wildly rewarded for it, or you're going to do nothing, you're going to get super comfortable and your comfortability is going to turn in so painful physically and financially, you're going to be forced to dig out of a massive hole. And most people can't get out of it. So make a decision, choose which side you want to be on it. Listen, life's not easy, guys, but you have a choice to pick. Either you plan your destination or your destination will be planned for you.
That's how you do it. And so guys, that is exactly how you get your first deal in under 2 weeks, wholesaling real estate. Make it simple, get the deals, get the cash. So what we're going to do here is answer some of your burning questions you guys have for wholesaling real estate. And more specifically, if you want to hop on, talk to us one-on-one, we're here to help you out, get you going, and make you as successful as possible. So let's get it going, and let's share some stuff here to see what I can do to help you guys out and get it going. So let's add the people on here, and let's do some one-on-one, see what's going on. You know, I love seeing people go out here starting out in this business, trying to become successful. So pumped up, ready to go. So let's go here and get everyone on here. So let's answer some questions. Let's get the StreamYard link on here too. All righty. What do we got here? I will be talking to a homeowner today. There we go. Let's get it going, Candy. Also, if you'll hop on, talk to us absolutely for free. Just join the StreamYard link. You do it from your phone, computer, anywhere, And I guarantee you will be able to have the opportunity to go talk to me and Rick right now for free. Not correct. Nobody else is willing to do that, right?
If you want to.
A couple of gurus did that, and you know why they stopped? Here's their quote. Ready for this? It just takes away the value that I give to my community of $7,000 a year.
No.
That's what it is. That's why they can't help other people, because it takes away from the people that spent the $7,000. It's just so funny to me. But yeah, you'll hop on. We'll talk to you, and yeah, we'll help you out and see what I can do to help you become the best wholesaler possible. So let's see here. One says, I need help. I came across an abandoned 16 apartment complex in Houston, Texas. Seller is super motivated. So if you send that over to support@flipwork.com, we can go out here and look at it and see. It'd be a good deal, right?
Yeah, or hop on. We'll talk about it. Like, guys, we are not shy. To me, I'm going to do the same action if somebody paid me or they came to me for free. Yeah. End of story. And like that, let me tell you what, that is not an easy task to do, but you know people's true intentions when they do that. And listen, not everybody has to do it, but like, why not? The more people I can help out, the better you feel, the better I feel, and the more money we make together. As opposed to the coaching cycle of wholesaling is you give me the money, you take all the risk, and if you make it or not, it's not my problem. Unfortunately, guys, and let me tell you, one-on-one coaching and wholesaling, it's not feasible. It doesn't make sense. I'm not the only one who agrees with this model, but like, be very careful if you're going to do one-on-one coaching, because how much time does that person have on their hand? And can they actually really do it? Think about this. Like, there's only so much you can scale by doing that. And number two is like, okay, if you're doing so well, why would you give up hours of your time to talk to me one-on-one for the rest of the year? They could be giving up hundreds of hours. Mathematically, they're now getting an hourly wage, which is what you hired them to get you out of that situation, but you just recruited them to actually work for you. And for that reason's why me and Zach don't do it. It doesn't make sense. You're going to have to go out there and do the work. So if you want to spend a little time in our community, the value with Flip with Rick Plus, it's really not even me and Zach anymore. It's the entire community. They're all like-minded individuals with our sole focus on wholesaling. We can talk about creative finance. We can talk about lease options, but we drive towards wholesaling and we deal with some of the byproduct that comes out of it. But so many gurus are so focused on those little tiny niche byproducts, you're missing the biggest wave. Wholesaling is going to be around forever. As much as they want to tell you it's going to be banned and outlawed, as long as real estate's sellable and legal in the United States, there'll always be a way to buy it. Call it whatever you want. There's a million strategies. And we will always be ahead of the curve because it takes private entrepreneurs like you and me to solve the problems, because God knows the United States government can't solve it. And some of the stuff they're proposing is absolutely crazy, which honestly is just going to make more opportunities for people like you and me. So they're talking about like another big tax incentive for people, first-time home buyers. Here's the problem with that. I've been through this 2 other cycles. Every time they offer 10, 20, or 30 grand, they just jack up the real estate prices. And us entrepreneurs are actually the ones who benefit the most. So I don't think it's necessary. And honestly, 25 grand is not going to do a lot for people. But the minute they announce it, watch what happens to prices. It has the opposite effect on what it's supposed to be doing, which is giving hope to new homeowners. But in reality, it just jacks up your closing cost, everything. And just for that reason, there'll always be a need for wholesalers. I don't care what they do with the legislation. There will always be a way to help somebody out on a property they need to sell quickly. And if they ever got rid of that, like, what are you going to do? Just let people rot? The banks want to get away with it because they just want to take the property back and control the real estate. So just be wise on like how all this works.
Oh yeah. That's all you got to do. So, all righty. Power of 3. What 3 softwares like XLeads would you tell people they need to maximize their opportunities? Well, I don't want to say too much, but version 2 of XLeads is almost done, which is pretty dang cool. So if you have XLeads now, even if you're on the basic plan, all the way up to the X plan, you're going to get version 2 updated. I'm not going to tell you when, but I'm telling you, it's going to bring the 3 softwares you need down to 2. So we're cutting an extra one out. All I can say is the biggest thing you guys have been asking for X leads, which I'm not going to mention, that and then like 6 other things we're adding in.
It hurts my head even looking at it. Like
I showed you today. You got stressed out.
It's beyond. It's like I like.
It's exciting.
I can't believe you could do all that in like one platform. And here's the key: is most of you guys are you voluntarily pay additional for all these services, and that's the problem. Where is like having these companies all work together. The goal of X Leads is to have everything work together, and so it takes time to do agreements and get everything right. But here's the really cool part: the way X Leads is put together, it's from wholesalers.
Yeah.
Like that, we are not programmers. You don't want us to be programmers, but we know exactly what wholesaling needs between our experience. What 28, 29 years combined. Trust me, if it doesn't pass my test, the amount of crap I've screened you guys from, like you should be like, oh God,
well,
thank
the hardest
God.
part was because X Leads is only $49 a month for like the basic. We version 2 has to have basic for $49 a month.
Yeah, it'll always be.
It has to be $49 a month. That is my rule. Why is that my rule? Because it's half of the regular software.
Half.
That's my always rule. So we could have launched it and made it 97, made it like 97 a month, made the monthly like 180 a month, or like 400 a month. I said, no, we're gonna keep all the prices the same, and I'm just gonna figure out take a little loss. Who cares? But like make version 2 the most insane thing ever. So we're really excited about it. All I can tell you is there are 4 or 5 big other companies out here that you guys know of that I'm not going to mention. You guys know in the comments that you have to pay usually $100 a month for, and it's like something additional, right? $150. And so I found, hey Zach, I pay $350 a month for this software that X Leads doesn't have, and I said, well, that one's with, and I said, that's very expensive to make. And I said, you know what, screw it. I said, that's an excuse. And so we're actually really excited for version 2 of X Leads. And it's going to, I don't know when we can announce it, but it's going to be really, really cool. And the biggest announcement for it is it's going to be included. So no cost increase for anyone. And it's only going to get even better. And the reason is I found some gurus too. They have these like upsells in the programs.
Yeah.
That includes software, and I said, how can I include that one in it too? And I'm just adding stuff to it, and so we're really excited. But all I can tell you is the number one request everyone has had for X Leads, which I'm not going to say, will be included with it, and then it's insane. And so again, I've promised everyone. What did I say? X Leads is the ultimate all-in-one wholesaling software. So think of every wholesaling software possible. Version 2 gets us closer to that goal. Version 3 gets us closer to that goal. But your question is, what softwares outside of X Leads do you need? Unfortunately, at this point, I hate to tell you, you need a skip tracing platform if you want it for a really, really good price. So X Leads is a skip tracing platform for 7 cents a record. The problem is there are cheaper options out there. At this point, we do not have unlimited free skip tracing at this point. That's all I can say on that end. So we are a skip tracing platform, but I'll be honest with you. ZachData.com just came out with a brand new update yesterday. I think I told everyone about that.
That was really cool.
But pretty much, I'll tell everyone about it right here. Right, you basically get 100 free skip traces on me. So it's pretty dang cool. And so basically, let me pop it up here.
Yes.
Let me get this the right way for everyone on here. And I had a lengthy call with the CEO of ZachData.com of Batch Leads. And we talked about this for a while. But basically, they came out with their, quote, unlimited skip tracing, which is the best skip tracing I've seen. And so, unfortunately, at this point, Batch Leads is the only company that I could say has on par skip tracing to X Leads. I've I've tried to beat them, but like they're at the upper echelons of skip tracing. But the problem is they were charging 10, 12 cents for the skip traces, and it was like 7 cents. And now they made it free unlimited. And so Zach, the wholesaler, has to tell you that for 120 for 10, 13,000 skip traces, like that's like a penny. It's hard to beat that, right?
It is
It
hard.
really is. So if you go to zachdata.com, you can get 100 free skip traces, which is pretty cool. So I'll tell everyone. I just want everyone to know about that. I don't. The problem is, it kind of annoys me. I'm the only person who talks about it. Isn't that weird? Like I'm the only one that says that.
It's you know, but part of our mission here is we just tell you the truth, and not everybody agrees with us. There's usually a financial agenda behind it, but like you as the wholesaler need to know what tools you can get. Actually, we're working towards a platform. It's not going to happen overnight, but I'm telling you, sooner than later, something is coming out that is going to massively change how you look at it. And here's the really cool part is we're not looking to charge you more. We go out to platforms that is going to add value to it. But it's got to be within X Leads. That's how we do it. I can't keep going to like all these different platforms. So for the first time, like every time a software company has something new, it's an upgrade. It's an upgrade. It's like to the point where you're like $500-$600. You're like, dude, when's it stop? So we start from our side. Like we are trying to fight the wholesale inflation. And so I listen, if you're waiting to sign up, actually, do you want to see? That's fine. We're going to be here a long time. I haven't gone anywhere. He's a lot younger than I am. Number two, me and Zach are going to find a way to reward the people that committed to us first with X Leads because we just want to give you more value. And so I'd rather you figure it out now and get on board with it. And as the upgrades come with it, which are free to you, then you're like, oh my God, then you can play around with the not new toys, something you already pay for with another company that you can do within the X Leads platform.
So X Leads has everything except for really 2 or 3 things. So number one's unlimited free skip tracing at the highest quality, which zachdata.com has now. Number 2, we do not have a dialer yet. We do not have a texting platform yet. And we don't have, I would like to say the next thing, but that might reveal our hand of what we're revealing. And I don't want to get the gurus anything. Outside of that, X Leads is everything. So what about list polling? Best list pollings on X Leads. Okay, cool. What about dispositions platform? Those things are $40,000 a year.
We solved that.
X Leads actually has the best one. It's a better
hands
one.
down.
What about an email blasting platform to post my deals? X Leads. What about CRM? X Leads. Like I can go down the list for anyone, right? It's all on there. And so X Leads is basically your favorite list pulling software you're used to, on top of a dispositions platform, on top of AI list pulling, on top of AI list stacking, on top of all these things. But the coolest part about it is, oh boy, version 2, it's over. I'm very excited for version 2. I don't want to get too much into it, but I will tell you that AI has helped me a lot with the development of this next one, version 2, because it's nice to have 30 coders on staff and all those people.
Yep.
When AI can do a lot of the heavy lifting for you of like the really advanced coding, and then you bring it to someone and they're like, oh, that's easy. I can redo that and make it a little better, right? I mean, a lot of questions. X Leads has the best quality skip tracing by far, and now it's free and unlimited, which makes it a lot better. And so the things that we don't have, X Leads will eventually, I know for a fact we'll probably get rid of most of our affiliates. There's a couple which we'll probably always have, but outside of those, like X Leads, it's like it's the all-in-one, right? That's the only one to have. So yeah, stop talking about X Leads, but by far it's the best platform out there, and it's also way cheaper than all the other ones because I'm not having an affiliate. So yeah, best software in the game, and I appreciate everyone's support on that. But let's see what else we got here. Let's see here. But yeah, we're very excited. Let's see. So I get this question a lot, if you started from zero again, but had all the knowledge you have now, how long would it take for you to make your first wholesale deal? Okay, I'll be honest with you. Okay, I'm gonna see what Rick has to say, but I'll say mine first because Rick probably has a better one to do. Okay, if I had no money right now and I had to get a deal, and I'm just saying like quick. Okay, like I want to get a buyer to sign the assignment of contract tomorrow and then close in 2 weeks. I would go to ZachDiscord.com. Okay, so let me just share my screen and show you. Okay, I think that'd be even easier. Let me just show you. Okay,
That's pretty
what I would
wild.
do. All right, let's show you. Okay, I'm gonna go inside. I'm gonna just search ZachDiscord.com. Okay, watch this. All right, cool. I'm gonna go to ZachDiscord.com. Let's pop it up here. Okay, share my screen. Okay, can you guys see my screen? Cool. Okay, so all I'm going to do is go to ZachDiscord.com, which is free. It's a free Discord, right? There's like 7,000 people in there, I think. So let's just search Atlanta. Okay, simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just searched Atlanta. So let's say I live in Atlanta. Okay. What I'm going to do is, Gabe, I need deals in Atlanta. So he seems like a guy that is a buyer, right? Cool. Network. Jedi, this guy. Apparently, oh my gosh, what did I got from these people? Jedi, Atlanta. He's in Atlanta. Click this. I'd message him. Hey, Jedi. This is Zach, and I'm looking to help anyone that needs buyers in ATL. I got 30 super hungry cash buyers and hedge funds waiting. Copy and paste, right? Just do that, right? Okay, cool. This guy's got a deal. Tyson, DM him. Let's see here. Who buys in Atlanta? See, even this guy, look. This guy right here, Bildam, right? He has a piece of property right here. So what I do is just JV with him, okay? And then I'd go out here and cold call the cash sales, or I would go in here and I would go search, land buyers. Okay, and just figure out, does anyone have any good land buyers, right? So let's jump to this little chat, right? I have a good land buyer that's looking for deals in Georgia. Easy. DM him. I'd split the deal and just, make a quick, 15K. Like, it's just, I have no money, so I just go to ZachDiscord.com, probably go to the library, because you can just do that for free. Google's free. And then that's what I would do. What would you do? That's just me.
I'm more old school, but honestly, if you're doing it locally, I would just hop in a car and I'd go get 200 addresses of ugly houses. And I would just skip trace them. I get a hold of every owner. I would also incorporate reverse driving for dollars. And I would go every day till I got a deal. I guarantee you in 10 days, I have a deal. Probably 3 if you really push yourself. I have to look for the clues, because if I want to do it in speed, that's how I'm going to do it. The second thing I would do is, now if you're telling me I know what I know now and I'm broke, I have a huge advantage, guys. So once you have the skill set, anybody can take your assets. They can take anything away from you, but they can't take away what you have up here. Okay. So I would go to every title company I've ever done business and I would hunt. I'm looking for failed deals where people fell apart, and I can come in and save the day because I already have the knowledge. Now, that's not so much of a beginner strategy, but it still works. The last one I'm going to do is I'm going to go old school. I'm just going to go get all the pre-foreclosure lists, which you can usually just get online. And I'm going to go old school door knocking, and I'm going to knock on every door till I get a deal. If you really want it, 2 weeks is honestly, it's easy. If I have the knowledge, 2 days, 3 days tops. So if you say, hey, Rick, how can I get a deal? I go, listen, if I dropped in your area and we worked together for 2 days, I'm going to tell you to do the exact same things I do. The question is, are you going to do the work for it? I know I can do it. I don't have to do it, but I know how to do it. And that's the only difference. Like what he just did, he just showed you a deal. And most of you go, oh, that's crap. Yes, you're going to get some crappy deals. Just sort through them. Look through 20, 30, 40, 50 deals. I promise you there's somebody in there. Guys, in my first 2 years, I almost gave properties away because I was scared to sell them. So like if I had a Discord, it would have been off the chain. I went old school. I went to local meetups, RIAs, and I found other people to help me sell the stuff. You guys are like, oh, there's no way it can happen. I go, it happens. You just have to put enough opportunities in front of you. Like you're all looking for like this magic AI. And trust me, AI will help you, but it ain't going to do everything for you. You got to go out and just do the work, talk to people, and just keep moving forward. And when someone doesn't pass the snuff test, put it in your rearview mirror, learn some rules, and go forward. And if people, like when people go, oh, I'm selling for 75, it's worth 150. Okay, give me the address, look up the comps, use X leads, whatever you got to do, verify it, and then make a decision. If it's a bad deal, what'd you waste? 20 seconds?
Yeah.
You're better off looking at a bad deal than no deal. Facts. So guys, I'm just telling you, we just gave you 2 different schools of camps. Remember, I've been doing this a lot longer, but like the one common thing is they all have the same thing. It's about relationships with people. You can't skip it. So many of you want to do deals via text. It's one thing to get in contact people text, but you're not going to close them over text. I've closed, I think, 2 deals my entire career over text. And it was because they were extenuating circumstances. And that's how we solved the problem, because nobody else would go through with it. And I brought in a title company to make sure it was legit and got it done. If you can form relationships with people, the JV thing's amazing with the Zach Discord. I mean, that community's absolutely blown up. There's people doing 3, 4, 5 deals a month in there just by connecting with people. And it's free. So what's your excuse? Listen, make it a must if you want to be a great wholesaler. If it's a must, it gets done. I showed you how I do it. Zach showed you how he would do it. We are not complicated people. Remember, guys, the smartest people, in my opinion, don't make the most money. They work for the people that push it the hardest. Be the pusher. We talk about push and P all the time. Get the A students to work for you. Dude, I'm a C minus student.
I'm an A student
though. He's the exception.
So,
but like the reality is, it's not like, do you really think your grades dictate how much like money you're going to make? And it's not about how much money you make. It's about how happy you're going to be in life. Money gives you options. And I'm just telling you, if you go out and do the work, the world's yours.
I agree. And like another crazy thing, you can just find somebody who has X leads and then find somebody who has a deal. Tell them, hey, I'll split with you if you use X leads. X leads is a dispo platform. All they do is put the address in, top 10 buyers pop on the X buyers list, right?
Yeah, I mean, amazing.
JV, like you can create a listing page, email blast them to them, call blast them, text blast them. You get a deal like that. So just find people that have access to X leads, and you're good to go. Let me answer this stupid question. I mean, I think your profile picture answers your question. I haven't heard you talk about the upcoming license requirements. Yeah, I have. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Let me tell you the states that require a license. Okay, are we done?
Yeah, there you go.
So the problem is you've been listening to bro gurus all day who have been trying to fear you, trying to sell you some stupid program. I bet they're trying to get you in the brokerage. I'm not going to, like, it's all yap. Show me the law. I'll read it to you and show you how you can get around it. Like, it's stupid. Okay, so get out of here.
I heard somebody said, I don't know who said it. It said, getting a real estate license shows you're a serious wholesaler.
See the guy's name? I think I'm getting trolled.
That's so funny.
I'm not going to answer that anymore.
It's so cute. So anybody you ask about like the whole licensing thing, I'm willing to bet $1,000 they all have a license. Guys, wholesaling does not require a license.
Have you ever talked to a vegan?
Yeah, it's like going to the butcher and go, do you think I should just eat greens going forward? What do you think they're going to say? Guys, if it's not required by law, like, oh, I need to anticipate the law. I was told this in 2003. Can you imagine in my current state, if I got a license in 2003, you add up all the fees, all the crap I would have had to done, all the stuff I had to go through, it would have been a disaster. Guys, listen, when you get your license, show me one, like, I'm going to be honest, show me one thing the government does that does it to actually protect your interest. Most of the things they do wind up hurting us. I already told you this first time home buyers program, it's going to jack the price up of real estate, but you can get people's votes the minute when they had the $10,000 new home buyer program, prices went up $25,000 overnight. And once they announced this, I'm just going to sit back and collect all the money. The licensing is just so, I just think it's cute. If you think you need a license to be a successful wholesaler, so do me a favor, read your laws in your state, read them word for word.
Go to Wholesaling.com.
Yeah. And
Wholesaling.com shares every single new law that came out and what you can do.
But honestly, if you're fearful and you're scared, you're probably not going to be a good fit in this community.
Just go to Wholesaling. But if you're worried it's illegal, it's not illegal. This guy said Pennsylvania. I told you how to do wholesale in Pennsylvania. You can double close all day, no issue, Pennsylvania. But I digress. I'm not going to get on a troll. But it's just kind of funny.
Cute.
But I'm telling you guys, this business is like, even look at DeAndre. The Discord's pretty easy to get a deal in. I JV'd one in Dayton 2 weeks ago, and I rarely post on there. DeAndre, the Canadian, out here doing
it's amazing,
deals, right?
Man.
But like, guys, it's, you know, it just, I can give you all the stuff, right? So I gave you a free wholesaling course. That wasn't enough, right? So I gave you this insane community, ZachDiscord.com.
Mm-hmm.
Almost 7,000 now. Like, what more can I give? Like, guys, I'm giving you, you have the access to anyone now. It's insane. Also, by the way, guys, we're almost a month away from Escape the Matrix 2024.
Yeah, it's going to be fun.
ETM 2024. You'll be able to get access to a ticket to the event. All you have to do is be a member of Flipwork Plus, which is just Flip with Rick, but you just get extras, which means you get to meet me and Rick October 23rd, 24th in Orlando. We're really excited about it. So ETM 2024, very, very, very excited about it. We rented out an airplane hangar. And that sounds weird to say, but an airplane hangar to fit everyone. And we're just going to share exactly how you can escape the matrix, make your first $100,000 wholesaling real estate. You never have to come. Actually, if you want to come for free, just send me a JV deal at sellmypaper.com, and you can actually join. You should actually come to the event for free. That's pretty. We got a lot of people
really
come to the event for
a ton
free
of people
because they did JV deals with me. Isn't that nuts?
It's awesome.
Simple. So, guys, check it out and get it going. I'm excited. Also, freewholesaling.com, baby. That is how you do it. So let's talk to some people. So first off, we got Brandon. How are you? Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good.
What's
How
up,
are you,
Brandon?
man?
Good. Hey, thanks for letting me on here.
Oh, yeah. What's going on? How can I help you out?
Yeah, so I was like all but decided on paying for one of these programs, one of these guru programs.
Ooh.
My wife was skeptical. I found you guys now probably about 20 minutes ago.
How much?
So
How much was the program?
$12,000.
$12,000.
God.
You have
how to do it.
Whose program? If you can let us know.
I mean, I'll tell you guys. It's REI Game Changers is what it's called.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah,
I don't. They might not be a scam. They might. I have no idea. But $12,000 for that program. Interesting.
It's just for wholesaling, or?
Yeah, just wholesaling. Yep.
I mean, our mission is to get the word out that I don't think you're going to find anyone more experienced than me and Zach. And then the fact that we give it away for free, I just think
I have nothing bad to say about who that is. I mean, that just seems like a very generic name. But $12,000 to what? To learn wholesaling?
To learn wholesaling, yeah. They take you from I don't know anything to closing deals is what they say. So
I'll do that for you.
And is it one-on-one? Just out of curiosity.
So it comes with 4 coaching calls a week. So I don't know if I would call that one-on-one.
Yeah.
They swap out the coaches. Then it has,
I have 4 coaching calls a week with me and Rick, 6,000 combined wholesaling deals.
Yeah.
For I think it's $97 a month, Flipwork Plus. Or guess what, Brandon? Actually, don't even do that. Just go to freewholesaling.com, JV a deal with like DeAndre in here. And if you do a deal with him, you'll get Flipwork Plus for free. Then you get for a year 4 coaching calls, me and Rick, for free. It sounds a lot better.
What's the website?
Sellmypaper.com. And you were able to send me a JV deal and you get Flipwork Plus for free.
Just go find a deal and send it to you.
find a deal, send it to sellmypaper.com, and a Flipboard Plus member JV with you, and you'll be able to hop on the calls for free.
Heck yeah, that's
So you'll have $4
sounds like a
grand
way
in your
better
pocket,
deal.
and you'll be able to join for free, and you get to meet me and Rick for free. I'm not saying I don't know about
Perfect.
anyone else, but it's not like we have 14 coaches in the coaching. It's just me and Rick. We just talk.
That's the key is you get a lot of like
Okay,
student
but
coaches.
outside of that, man, freewholesaling.com, we're good to go. So let me help you out. So let's make this your introductory discovery call today, Brandon. And let's pretend you paid me 12 grand. Okay. So let's talk. 12
Do you have a credit card? That's the qualifying question.
12 grand.
Do you have a credit card?
Okay, so I'm gonna get.
I mean, you guys know the old saying, like when you see the suit jacket and you got to do a discovery call, like you have got to
There's
see.
nothing bad I'm going to say about this person. So
I don't know anything about
them. I'm not vetting them. They might be legit and real. I don't think that price is worth it, but that's just my personal opinion. So let's talk about something else before they try to sue me. What market are you in, man?
So I live in Oklahoma. I wanted to do Arizona and California. Those are my
We're in
two.
Oklahoma.
Oklahoma City. Right east or right west of it, Yukon. Yeah.
What are you talking about? Why don't you do Oklahoma City?
I don't know. So you actually were just talking about this.
Dude, that is a
when I was looking into the
market,
laws,
man.
The laws were, I guess, to prevent predatory something or other.
Brandon,
the licensing. Just
who
like you were
told
just
you that?
talking about.
Who told you that?
No person. I read it online.
From who?
I couldn't tell you what the website was.
What did it say?
It was basically saying to prevent predatory practices.
Okay.
That Oklahoma created a law that in order to wholesale, you have to be a licensed agent.
Give me a minute. Okay, I'm back.
I'm just regurgitating, okay?
You're regurgitating poop. What are you, a plumber? Get out of here. Okay. Let's get that poop out of your mouth. Okay. You can wholesale real estate in Oklahoma. You know what I'm going to do? Because let's just Oklahoma. Let's do this together, okay? Because we need to get this straight with you, okay? Because you got to remember, I wish I could just tell you that no, you're legally going to Oklahoma, but remember, you just paid me $12,000, right? So I got to give you $12,000 of value, right? So that's the way I'm looking at it, okay? Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's HB 3104. Perfect. Okay. Are you able to see the screen right now? Let me try to pop it up here. Let's go to the one that went into law. Introduced, floor engrossed. Perfect. Here it is. Okay. Are you able to see my screen, Brandon?
Nope. Well, I see you.
Okay.
There we go. Now it's
perfect. Okay. So the cool part about this is the wholesaling guru industry has convinced everyone in Oklahoma it's illegal to wholesale real estate, which is great because it stops people like you from actually becoming successful, and it makes you have to spend 12 grand. Okay, so let's read this together, okay? The Predatory Real Estate Wholesaler Probation Act. Okay, so let's read it. Scroll down. Okay. Let's get a little bigger here, okay? Get my reading glasses on. Okay. So I want you to read that for me if you can.
Just the underlined here?
Yes, of course.
However, it shall be prohibited for any person, partnership, trust, association, or corporation, or the partners, officers, or employees of any partnership, trustees, or beneficiaries of any trust, association, or corporation to publicly market for sale an equitable interest in a contract for the purchase of real property between a property owner and a prospective purchaser.
Does that ban the selling of your equitable interest, aka wholesaling real estate?
No, it doesn't sound like it.
What does it ban? It bans the publicly marketing for sale.
Yep.
So do you know what that means, right? That means you can't publicly market the property for sale. Right. What I mean by that is you can't post on Facebook. You can't post on Zillow that I'm selling my equitable interest. Does this ban privately marketing?
No.
Interesting. Let's say you're going to double close, which technically you're now selling the property, not the contract. There's no, so let's get rid of equitable interest, okay? Because you're just selling the house, right? So technically, all this you can publicly market a double closing now, and that is the only change on this law. So I want you to understand that this was a law from stopping people from listing their wholesale deals on Zillow. So the whole industry has told you that it's illegal, but this is the real law. So you're good to go, my man.
That sounds great.
So like, did I convince you? Like, I'm not trying to like force you to do something, but like, that's it. And I wholesale a lot in Oklahoma, my man. And every title company does not care. It's a law about the marketing. It's not a law about wholesaling. Wholesaling is legal. It would say it's prohibited from selling an equitable interest in a contract. The only thing it's prohibiting is the marketing.
And that's how most of these laws are written.
So, Brandon, if I called you on the phone and say, hey, do you want to buy this real estate deal? Is that publicly marketing?
That's private.
No, right? Like, that's not, how's that publicly marketing, you know? And yeah, I mean, so I look at the definition of public marketing. The definition of public marketing is using a tool used by the public sector to promote services or products to the public. And examples of public marketing include email blasts, multiple brokerage listing service networks, yard signs, flyers in a window, and digital marketing or public-facing websites. Right?
Yep.
You pay me 12 grand, so I need to make sure you have 100% belief you can wholesale.
Yeah, it's feeling worth my money right now.
A game. That's a game changer.
Yeah, and we're told that's one of the most stringent anti-wholesaling laws.
So
Guys,
funny.
if you just read the stuff and stop paying attention to the scare, the fear, like this is how life is in general. Like you just like someone takes a rumor and it just spreads wildly. People want to focus on the negative. Just read it.
But also, every guru thinks, Brandon, that you're stupid and that you don't know how to read a law.
That's it.
You're dumb. Brandon, let me tell you what the book says. It's crazy. You know, back in the medieval times, you know, that's how all the power was controlled. You know who controlled all the power in medieval times? The church. If you wanted to read the Bible, they would have to tell you it was in the Bible. They didn't want you to learn how to read. Because if you read the book, you would interpret it a different way. And guess what happens when people start reading the Bible? All these different sectors came out, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone started believing different things. And so if you didn't read the agenda the gurus told you about the law, we don't want you reading the law because you're going to interpret it a different way.
Yeah.
It's all about power. And I'm trying to give it back to you guys.
And now we're to the point where there's even a slightly proposed law. It's illegal. You can't do it. You got to run. Like, stop. I would tell you, but dude, I'm an entrepreneur. Like, I like to investigate stuff, and I just don't take people's word for it. And you have to educate yourself because we all know education is power, right? But a lot of these gurus are utilizing you, using you, saying they're too stupid to read it. I'm just going to tell them what it is. I'm going to create so much fear that they have to come back to me for the solution. Guys, just read it. I'm not the only guy on earth who says, listen, look at this. This is a problem. Like, this is ridiculous. Read it, guys. Most of the laws are actually, would you say that law is pretty simply and clearly, right?
Yeah.
There's no the misinterpretation is when people go on mainstream media and go, I have an agenda. We need to outlaw wholesaling. Let me ask you, the same cats just like me that had the exact same advantages of wholesaling where we could mass market, we could do all this public stuff. Don't you think you should at least have some of the same advantages? So saying you're banning wholesaling by spreading this rhetoric, this ridiculous like gossip, they're trying to take your ability away from it. So you have to go through them for everything. Look at the big play here, guys. You look at these. I'm not talking about conspiracy. It's fact. You have to go through me to get a funding source for you to actually wholesale. That's not wholesaling. Once you fund it, you are not wholesaling. You are a fix and flipper, and they seem to have a product for it. It's either a course, a license. Guys, getting your real estate license is going to create so many other problems for you. I could do an entire 2-hour thing of all the problems it's going to create for you. You have to answer it to an independent board of realtors. We are not realtors. Why would we ever do that?
So, Brandon,
You got it.
Oklahoma's great, man. Drive for dollars, government lists. I think those are the two you should work on right now and start doing some wholesaling deals, man. Did that discovery call tell you that Oklahoma was illegal?
No, we didn't talk about Oklahoma.
Good. Okay. If that person said it, I would have flipped this chair. I would flip this table.
What-
I
what-
probably just flipped that. Dude,
Hey, what was their magic closing line on you?
I wouldn't say it was a magic closing line, but it was kind of a icing on the cake for the type of things you guys are saying. They noticed a gap, if you will, in their students that weren't seeing success. They didn't know how to. They could acquire the leads, but they couldn't close them and go through the whole process. So as a perk, sarcasm, as a perk, you could split a deal with them 70-30, 70 them, 30 you after you buy into their program.
God, after you
And
pay them 12 grand?
And the 30, the reason why you get 30 is because you bring them the leads. So you're paying them to bring them leads. They close it, take 70, you take 30.
Crap, I do it 50-50. We might have to switch this up. Guys, listen, if
we're splitting our splits now. 70-30. I like
70,
that one.
30, and 12 grand, and I let you in for free.
I
And
get a
split
couple
it.
more $1 million right there. I
My
like
God,
this.
dude.
Just
Listen,
joking.
guys, you have two ways to vote in your life with your time and your money. We just want to give you options. Listen, if you want to pay someone, it's your right. You can do it. Hey, it's a free capital country,
I'm
but
gonna
like
stop asking.
you have choices.
If I keep asking questions about this, I'm going to just get more upset. So, all right, government list, my man, and drawing for dollars. And I want you to join the Discord and go to freewholesaling.com. You'll be in a community because you paid me 10 grand. So I'm going to give you our Discord community and you will get it for free. And you'll get my $7,000 course for free, which is freewholesaling.com. Get to work. And guess what? You can do these one-on-ones with me every week.
Yeah.
For free. Don't have to spend a dime. Okay?
Or call them back and say, listen, can I look at your course and test drive it?
Stop.
They'll never do it. They'll never do it.
But just do that, man, and you're good to go. I think got everything you need.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's
Appreciate
got
you guys.
12
Thanks for what you
grand
do.
too.
Oh, you got 12 extra grand in your pocket. I would not spend it.
Yeah, I'll take that route.
All right.
Okay.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thanks,
Really
guys.
appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
These, you know what? No opinion on that because the name was mentioned. So up to you. You could try it out. Go check them out. But if you want to check out a free real estate wholesaling course, you go to freewholesaling.com. And again, if you're looking to get the best all-in-one wholesaling software, go to xleads.com. We really appreciate it. Again, I like to tell everyone we actually live stream every Saturday. Not a lot of people know that.
Yep.
On our XLeads YouTube channel. So if you are a member of XLeads and you have a question, I live stream publicly on the XLeads YouTube channel every Saturday at 10 a.m. I will be there at 10 a.m. Saturday. Even if you don't care about XLeads, you just want to ask me a question. If I have time, I'll go on there and talk. But yeah, check it out, and we'll see you soon. So this is Zach Ginn signing out.
Rick Ginn signing out.
Have a blessed one.